Good afternoon, Rider fans. I'm Kuchiri, and welcome back to the Kamen Riders Reviews podcast. We're covering episodes 12 through 15 of Gaim today, the oh snap moment. And since Gozyuger ended, FAL decided that they're just going to focus on their videos for right now. And I have Sean and Lena with me. How you two doing?
Pretty good.
Doing all right.
So the moment's finally happened. We finally started the show. And, yeah. So we started with episode 12, entered the next generation riders. And we basically get a bit of a, would you call this a clip show? Just they're reviewing everything up to this point.
I mean, it's very similar to the one that happened in Build when they were nearing the end game. And I think also at this point in Build.
Oh, let's see. At this point in Build, episode 12 would have been the episode where Sinto realized the real identity of the manager.
Yeah, I think that had I feel like that either right around that time they had a bit of a clip show like episode where they were going over all the things they knew about the guy.
Maybe. So basically Michi's plan for this episode is we need to stop transforming. If we transform, they're going to collect data on us, and we don't know what the data is being used for. And so they're they agreed that this is the plan. They run into some fangirls. Oh my God, it's Team Gaim! Oh, we love you so much, and immediately get attacked by Invest, which being our hero of the show, Kota ignores Michi and runs right into battle.
That dumbass.
This will have consequences.
Well, we already see some of the consequences in the next episode, because we see one of the girls get hit by one of the Invests, and this is going to be the main drive for a few episodes now.
Isn't that the next show?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, that's funny. Good one. By the way, if I don't sound as, hyped, I am recovering from COVID, so I'm trying to get there. Anyway, Gaim defeats the Invest, and then we get introduced to the new foot soldiers of Yggdrasil, the Kurakage soldiers.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, their technology has improved to the point where they no longer need men in medical gear from ET. They can finally use rip-off Kamen Rider costumes.
Huzzah!
What do you guys think of how one of the riders is now mass-produced?
This is not remotely going to lead to anything bad. No, sir.
No. Eventually Hase will get his powers back, and this is going to be weird having, him being Kurakage with a bunch of generic Kurakage guys, right? This is going to be so awkward, Hase being with all of them. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Basically, they're trying very hard to keep Helheim a secret. And then we get a really neat scene between Mai and Kaito. I think I threw a random mention whenever we were hanging out with Ami that one of the main plot points that's going to happen later on the show is we are going to have Mai have a selection of the writers that she may have a crush on. So we're not getting, we've already seen Mai and Kota work together. We know Michi would, probably kill the whole world to sleep with Mai. And now we're getting more Mai and Kaito, and where we find out that Mai's dad's a priest. Wait, the priest is the fate for the movie. Oh, that doesn't mean that. Nah.
Yeah, the movie was written before this. Clearly, it has nothing to do with the actual show.
Anyway, I do like if you pay attention to while you see young Mai dancing, you see a random kid walk up. I think that's meant to be Kid Kaito.
Yeah, especially when we have just the two of them. That is very much supposed to be both of them.
Mm. Then okay. Now we have this fun bit. The mysterious woman shows up and talks to Mai. Even Mai's like, "Wait, are you me?"
Yeah, given that this scene is shot mainly through the reflection of a puddle, I'm surprised Fresno isn't involved in this podcast.
I told Frez to be part of this podcast. Frez decided not to be part of the podcast.
Aww.
So the mysterious woman tells Mai to abandon Kota and Michi.
No,
Why?
Kota and Kaito.
Kota Kaito, sorry.
Michi
Also,
doesn't get name dropped.
Michi's part of it as well, as I said. One of the big thing is going to be which one of the three she's going to end up picking. Eventually, maybe. I don't know. There's also a random line where she says, you could avoid this single and inevitable fate. I don't know. What do you guys think the mysterious woman is now? Now that we know she is a Mai, exactly.
Well, again, and the function is very much Mai's nobody, from Kingdom Hearts, which is sort of you, but also not you. It's like a part of her soul. Given that this is Urobuchi, I'm going with some degree of future Mai from a dark, brutal future that we saw the flash forward to or flash back to in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Equally could be reincarnation or something akin to what happened with Build and the alien princess.
Mm-hmm. Long story short, Lena, the lead female was possessed by the last queen of the planet the main villain ate before coming to Earth.
That planet was Mars.
Yeah, it was. Lena, what's your thoughts on the priestess of fate? I mean, the mysterious woman.
I really like Sean's theory that she's kind of like a future version of Mai from an alternate timeline. It's like she's coming back to stop something from happening and hopefully avert whatever terrible future it is she's coming from. But just watching her performance, it's like she's also keenly aware in the back of her mind that her attempt at fixing things is doomed before it can even start.
Another theory I have is that she is the spirit of the tree Yggdrasil that the company names themselves after, and they cut down, which is also the same tree that was in the movie.
Mm-hmm. And we also have this whole discussion here between Kai and Kaito that, hey, this plot of land, there used to be a big tree here.
Now it's just an empty lot. Nostalgia is always hollow, which honestly I wish a lot more franchises learned.
Cough, Star Trek, cough.
We will be getting into that next month, Lena.
So we go back to Kota and Michi after this really neat scene between the two Mais. And Kota wants to go public. Hey, let's tell the whole world what Yggdrasil's doing. Michi's like, well, if you do that, then my brother's going to know about me. So no, we cannot. He'll kill us. He'll kill Mai.
Yeah,
No.
A detail I liked was that Michi was always positioned where Sid was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was away from Sid and in the corner. He didn't actually sit across from.
No, they have him sitting across that first, and then they move to the corner.
Okay.
What is with the girl at the place who can apparently teleport?
She's just a lazy worker who only wants to play on her phone. That's all she is.
I feel like you're lying.
I'm not lying on this one. I don't even know what her name is.
But she can teleport.
I mean, that is a gag comic thing. Yeah, it's very much a gag. For the sake of argument, let's call her Hank Itsuragi.
Anyway, I do like how we're starting to get the conflicts of ideals between Kota and Michi. Basically, I've said this before. One of the neatest things about Kamen Rider is no two riders have the same goals. So Michi's goal and Kota's goal right now are entirely different. They're self-serving, that kind of thing. We get a scene where Kaito challenges Hase. Kaito can transform. The belt's not working for Hase. Hase can't transform, so Baron wins easily. We also get a fuck Jinochi moment. Jinochi backstabs Hase, and then Hase's team disbands, and it's all not looking great for Hase. You kind of want to feel bad for Hase at this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is very much dealing with PTSD, as we later see, as keeps having visions of all the monsters he got his ass beaten by.
And Baron and Bravo and the White Rider. So Jinochi goes to Bravo to ask for help, but ends up getting hired instead.
That's just one way of describing what he does for Bravo, being hired.
Yeah. He grovels at Bravo's feet, and Oren's like, hey, I need some extra help, and you're the right horoscope. You're the right... I don't know how to follow any of that crap, but you're the right one for me.
Are you, Lena, are you into horoscopes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I think he's a Virgo?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a Libra. So I can sort of see why Bravo is obsessed with trying to find workers that mesh with his particular sun sign. Just because there are certain people that if they're born in the particular time of year, it's said that you wouldn't align yourselves with. But I don't know. I also kind of feel like I've known plenty of people who don't line up with my own sun sign, and I get along with them perfectly well. So I think it's really more of a best judgment kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So basically, we get more Kota and Michi talk. This time, they're asking each other, do they regret putting on the rider belts? Michi's big plan to defeat Yeager is to throw away the belts, because if they don't have data, then they can't, keep using them. We get another group of Invest attack, and Kota leaps into action, with Michi just leaving him to his own laurels. Which this is an interesting scene. I do enjoy this scene a lot, because it shows how much these two characters have changed in these first 12 episodes. Because we've had multiple moments where, when faced with monsters and stuff, Kota has been afraid. When he almost died to the White Rider, he had that panic attack. Now he's fighting 6 Invests by himself, 1v6.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, his whole thing is, if the Invest keeps attacking, then this belt's the only thing that will stop them. Stronger Invest ends up showing up. Michi chickens out. And we have this really cool shot that I saved and put into the chat. I love this shot from episode 12 where he defeats 2 of the Invest with 1 attack.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that pulled up here. Oh, no, that's not it either. Okay, it's all the way up there.
Yeah, that is a good shot.
That is a damn good shot.
Absolutely.
Anyway, but it just shows that almost every single one of these one of them is even the Bat Invest that Michi and Kota actually had to team up to do anything against, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he defeats all 6 of them by himself. It's insane. It's a great way to show that Gaim has gotten much stronger. And then afterwards, we have a stare down that has 1,000 words to it. Like the stare down between Michi and Kota after Kota beats the monsters. That is just cinema.
Mm-hmm. Neither of them are very happy with the other right now, and I completely understand why.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be unhappy with each other for another 30 episodes. I'm sorry, dude.
Last time we had a proper episode, we had that Christmas party where they said this was the last time we were all happy together.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Well, no, that's what I said. That's a joke. But I'm also not wrong. We end up now seeing Takatora be attacked by Kurikages, but this is all a test for his new form. He is now Kamen Rider Shin Zengetsu, one of the new Energy Genesis riders that they're now introducing. The little street rats have served their purpose. The time for games is over.
You boy.
No, episode 13. I
Yeah.
love the episode titles to these, by the way. So episode 13. Gaim and Baron's tag team of friendship.
That doesn't look like any friendship I've ever seen.
Yeah. You'll when we get to Maka one day, you will see the sheer comedy of Urobuchi's naming conventions.
Yeah, no, Urobuchi is a fucking troll. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he will at once kill teenagers indiscriminately and also has a sense of humor about it.
So there's an unknown infection going around town. And Yggdrasil is using this to blame the infection on the Invest game. Basically, it's these dancers that are destroying our city, folks. We also get some more background lore. As I said, like 4 podcasts ago, there's already been pairs of shoes that have dropped.
Yep.
We are now in the Reign of Shoes portion of the show. Shoes are going to be falling nonstop for the next 12 episodes minimum.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So we find out that Helheim is now more active, and those little zipper cracks have appeared at 12 times the rate. So basically, Yggdrasil has known that these zippers have been opening up around the city and has been studying them. They end up finding out what the fruits of this force do to people way before the events of the show. They know all this stuff. Everything that we still don't know, then they do, we're going to start finding out the next 8 episodes. Easily. When I say the twist won't stop coming, the twist won't stop coming. We're on a roller coaster now. But yeah. So they're giving up on the beat writers, and D.D. Sagara's job is now over.
Hallelujah!
Well, you don't say that yet, because as you can see with the next 3 episodes, he's still around trying to create content.
Yeah, but he's less annoying in that mode than when he's doing the show.
All right. Let me throw this next question out. D.D. Sagara, whose side is he on?
His own.
Yeah, his own.
All right.
I'm pretty sure all of the new next gen Kamen Riders are on their own side, especially the DJ Surya and the scientist and his assistant.
Well, D-Day is not a Kamen Rider. He doesn't get a rider for him.
I thought there were 5 of them.
Nope, only 4.
Okay, then yeah.
No, the four new Genesis riders are Takatora, Sengoku Ryoma, Marika, or I can never remember her name, Minami,
The pink one.
the pink one.
Yeah, the girl one.
That will
Which,
kick
again,
your ass.
Girl one has a freaking heart for her freaking Kamen Rider form.
Peach. It's a peach. Peaches look like hearts. It's fine.
Then again, she also has a spade on the side of her helmet, so
That's also a peach. they use peaches and hearts like I don't know. Have you guys ever seen Kamen Rider's Dino in his armor? I know Sean Dillon has.
Nope.
So he's a peach as well. And so you can see in the first image of this is from the intro, the peach opens up on his face and it looks like a heart.
Oh, hey, it does.
Yeah, this is from the intro of Dino. The 10th Doctor of Kamen Riders.
Mm.
If the actor for Dino ever said he wants to do another movie, they will spend more money on that movie than Avengers does on any of their movies. I'm not exaggerating. They would pump out so much for a new Dino movie because when Dino was airing in Japan, it was beating out American blockbusters in their theaters. Bigly. Anyway. So where were we? So DJ Sagara warns them of don't underestimate the children, which causes the rest of the game to be like, yeah, right. And then we get some focused on Hase. So Hase's desperate for power. He's seeing monsters and riders everywhere. Takatora ends up meeting Orin. If only Orin knew who Takatora was. Just imagine, oh yeah, no, I'm the White Rider. Orin would just die right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
for all we know, Orm could very well know he's the White Rider, and that's what convinced him.
Oh no, he doesn't know. He doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm not spoiling. Like I know I'm spoiling a little bit for you, but he doesn't know. Anyway, sorry, kind of brain farting there. This episode was filmed in 2013. If only they knew what was going to happen in a few years.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a big pandemic on our hands.
Though the optics of the nature of this pandemic would have kind of been fucked up given the whole this was a false flag thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone wounded by a monster ends up getting these vines and plants growing from them. So we get a flashback of the woman who got hurt in the last episode. People accuse Kaito of hurting their family. Kaito responds by transforming and summoning monsters. So he's an idiot.
Because he's a shit.
He's an idiot.
Let's be honest, there's a degree of shadiness to Kaito for all that he is sympathetic. There's a reason why he literally calls himself Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Oren's there to save the day. I think this is hilarious, this whole thing with Oren. During the fight, Oren throws a sword and it breaks one of the speakers and it falls on one of the Baron members. Kaito shows he actually does care about people by surrendering the fight. And then we get this whole scene where Bravo's like, yo, thank you.
It's called a promo.
Oh no, he does the promo thing afterwards. I'm talking about when he just jumps on stage.
Right, right.
Michi pieces the plot together. Basically, so Yggdrasil knew about all this shit with the monsters from way before the series started. They knew about the plants and all that stuff. And they knew if the monsters started attacking, because they went through the cracks, they needed a scapegoat to blame. So they're blaming the beat writers. So now the whole town hates the beat writers. And Michi now wants more information from his brother. We end up coming to a random warehouse that a monster spawned in. Maybe. I don't know. Coach is there. Why is he there? Was he, applying for a job there?
He's
randomly?
also not wearing his Gaim clothes.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is he trying to avoid all association with the beat writers?
Well, if he was going for a job interview, that's when he's wearing like normal clothes. That's why I'm thinking is the explanation why he's there. It's a cutscene, I guess. I don't know. Bravo shows up to stop Kota from killing the Invest. Bravo reveals that the plot that his only target are the armored riders. One of the things in the promo is, see, I have already rehabilitated one of the armored riders in my care,
Yeah, that is a word for that. Rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
Gaim versus Bravo. Then Kaito shows up to save the day. And so we basically have a Bravo versus Baron and a Bravo versus Gaim fight because Baron refuses to say they are working for the same team. Baron ends up giving Gaim the banana lock seed. One of the few times in Rider history we have a primary using a secondary's power up.
Yeah, that seems very much like we want a new toy.
No, not quite. It's just something that we never see. So like you're watching Zeets with us right now. There might be a chance that randomly you'll see Zeets use the shadow capsule that Nox uses. Because it will work in the Zeets driver and it will work within the Zeets caliber and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But chances are you're not going to see that happen because they don't like showing that in the shows. Last year's Gav actually had a really cool scene. The secondary rider was chocolate themed. And the primary rider, basically, he just made different candies. And so during the fight with an Evolt wannabe, both Gav and his secondary rider used their chocolate forms to have a shootout with multiple like different pieces of this monster. It's a really cool scene. But before that, I can't think of a time that the Saber, I think, would be the only other time. But that's because there's a neat thing where the three main riders, their books can be worked as a trio.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the forms a main rider can do is take the secondary riders and third rider's power, put him on his belt, and become a trio of all three. So, yeah. I mean, Geats, they don't... See, Geats is weird because they don't technically have power by themselves. But, yeah, he uses the ninja buckle that is primarily given to the secondary rider of that season. But everyone can use everyone else's buckle freely. Like most of this season, one of the villain riders early on is using his form, his main form. So it's weird. So we end up getting Guy and Banana versus Bravo and Bear and Mango versus Bravo because don't be stupid, they're not in cahoots.
But it's the tag team of friendship.
No. Remember, they're not working together.
But you guys, friendship is magic.
No, that's only for horses.
So they find where the Invest came from, and then Shin Zangetsu is there. The Invest eats more Loxies and evolves, but it's not a shiny Rayquaza. And then for some reason, Hase's here.
I guess Hase was following everyone. And yeah, sometimes common writers just simply show up in places.
Yeah.
Doesn't Hase have something else to do with his life? Like, doesn't he have
No,
a job?
no, he
no.
desires power. He feels
he-
emasculated by the fact that he's no longer a common writer and needs to be a common writer again, no matter what. Oh, look, the fruit from fairy. I'm sure eating this will have no negative consequences whatsoever.
Well, let's so the Shingen Zetsu defeats the CGI fuckfest. Hase starts monologuing while, you know, Kota, Kaito, and Takatora
they don't even start fighting. They're about to
stare at each other menacingly.
It's the Vegeta scene.
The trio knows Hase eat the fruit, and then Hase becomes an invest.
Tellingly, Zangetsu is the one who goes, "No, don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't stop." Then we get the whole scene where Zangetsu goes to kill Hase, but Gaim stops him. You don't kill him. That's
next episode.
Yeah.
I just said Hase became an invest. That's the end of the episode 13.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, do you want to talk about the implications of
Well, I'm going to talk. Well, I should probably talk about my mental process as I was watching episode 14 before we got to the big shoe that dropped. Midway through the episode, it occurred to me, hey, wait a minute. The leader of Gaim, Yuya, mysteriously disappeared in the forest. And the first scene we have of our main Gaim writer, Kota, in the forest, he was about to eat a lock seed.
Uh-huh.
Wait. And we will get to that.
Yeah. 1 second. Sorry, go ahead. I needed to cough my lungs out real fast.
Okay. I didn't have anything. I would just like to point out, poor Hase. You're such a dumbass.
And again, he died thinking he was playing the game.
Wait, so was Urobuchi lying when he said that he wasn't going to kill any teenagers?
We don't know. Technically, whenever he wrote these episodes, whenever he did that interview, he hadn't written to this point yet. Technically. His mind may have changed.
The depression got to him, and he could not do a happy, fun show about dancers anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So Baron, realizing that him and Kota wants to both save Hase, Baron tries to fight Shinzagetsu 1v1. Gaim goes after Hase. We get the whole thing where Gaim's taking a beating from Hase and pushes it back, undoes the transformation, and Hase regains some of his humanity, turning back into like a hybrid. Half Hase, half claw hand.
There is some part of him that's still Hase, but oh boy.
I mean, there's evidence that Hase was still there up until the end of this episode where he dies.
Yeah.
The whole final fight, Hase is cowering in fear and trying to run away from Kota.
Except when he's lashing out in confusion and anger.
Well, he knew he was in danger.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to die. And the fact of the matter is, it is a horrifying situation. Even if he had some semblance of what he was doing, other than being in immense pain and fear and all that shit, the fact that whenever we get to the end fight, Sigurd just kind of drags it out even longer, kicking and punching and slicing and just like torturing Hase.
Yeah.
Fucking horrifying moment. For a kids show.
That is Orobuchi.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, there was also the fuck, I'm blanking on the name that the Japanese Tenjitsu 28, I believe it's called, wherein they had several. It's a kid show that's also a rumination on post World War II Japan, wherein a lot of the episodes end with, and then the baddie dies depressingly. One episode has him burning alive.
Oops.
Yeah.
While our hero fails miserably to save him. And keep in mind, the hero is around 8 or 10 years old.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Hase runs away. Takatora makes quick work of Baron, and they capture Kaito, and they explain that the new Genesis drivers is an upgrade. Baron finally realizes that they all work for Yggdrasil. Remember, Michi and Kota kept it secret, so now Kaito has a bit more fight in this game, knowing that it's the company he hates.
But before he can do anything about that, they knock him out.
Yep. Michi and Takatora talk, but Michi tries to get answers, but it gets so upset by Takatora. Team Gaim find both Kota and Michi fishy, and Michi takes a ride with Takatora without Takatora ever looking behind him in the back seat.
Well, he could have hidden in the trunk.
No, he was in the back seat.
Okay, what the fuck?
You see him come out of the back seat, and it's also like an SUV, so there's not really like a trunk. But I don't know. You put like 10 pounds in my car, I feel that 10 pounds while I'm driving, you know?
Mhm.
Well, Michi is Takatora's blind spot, hence, well, we'll see next episode.
Hase crashes the fruit bar and goes full invest. We also we do find out that like the invests do not like our fruit. That is something that we find out.
No, we've already known that. When one of the
this is more confirmation. Because they didn't outright say that the invest disliked the fruit whenever he attacked the fruit bar owner. It looked like it was just a random attack. And then they realized he was going after fruit, and that wasn't the lock seat, so they moved on. We actually see Hase take a bite of actual fruit here and has a visceral reaction to it. We didn't see the bat invest try to eat our fruit. So there's a difference there. We see two members of Team Gaim, and Rat takes a hit for Rika, which means Rat's now infested. And if
this is something that gets explored in the next episode a bit, though probably will get explored further on. What does it mean to not kill the monster? Or like philosophical beliefs and all that. It actually brought to mind one of my favorite comics that's still ongoing, The Property of Hate, and the specific line from it. You are a hero, that is a monster. Tell me, what do heroes do to monsters? And the hero responds, save them.
There's also that whole same dynamic is actually in Kamen Rider Gap. In the first episode, while Gav is in process of saving a kid from a monster, the kid's mom shows up and screams that there's two monsters in front of her. And the monster is like, you hear that? They even call you a monster. And Gav's like, yes, so I'm still going to protect them.
Yeah. Which, given that the next episode frames in the context of responsibility, is very Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Basically, Kota's realizing maybe if Takatora would have stopped Hase, then Rat would have never gotten hurt. Michi starts sneaking through Yggdrasil's offices. We see that they're going to mass-produce Genesis drivers. Now,
That's sure going to end well.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they mass-produce drivers, Sean?
Well, they are. Let me think. Build was about war well, probably war, imperialism, wanting to get back to that good old days before the bomb dropped on Hiroshima and they could conquer the world forever.
What if I told you you're wrong?
I do not believe you because they're an evil corporation.
Just put a note on that question I asked. Anyway, we end up finding out that category H has been found. I guess that's what they decided to call Hase. We end up getting videos from Professor Ryoma, and he explains how fruit rewrites the DNA. And most of the small fry that they've been killing are lab rats and other animals that ate the fruit.
And the big fry.
Yeah. Kota tries talking to Hase. He tries to give himself the courage to murder someone. And then, but as Kota attacks, he just gets flashes of Hase.
Yeah, tellingly in that final bit where he goes, I can't murder a human, we cut to the big reveal.
Yeah. Gaim, I got some real bad news about you murdering a human.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have told you guys from episode 1 that Gaim killed his best friend, would you have believed me?
No.
Probably not.
You gotta understand how, like, you're watching the show weekly. So this is like probably 5 months into watching the show now, right? Because they've had some time off every now and then. And then you watch this episode as you've been following this weekly. You know, as I said back then, the first like 9 episodes got shit on a lot in the fan forums. Like, you go into TV Nihon and they're like, oh god, this is so bad. This is worse than Wizard. And Wizard was considered a bad season at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this episode happens, and oh my god, the public perspective of this episode, it blew everyone's minds away. It's insane. This is like, all the multiple twists and turns this episode gives by itself is just insane that they somehow fit all this into a 20-minute episode. So yeah, we find out that Yuya went into the forest and ate a fruit. Gaim ends up winning the fight, and the Hase Invest is afraid. And Kota stops trying to kill Hase. He's defeated. And then 4 riders of Genesis drivers appear, and we get Kamen Riders Marika, Duke, Shinzengetsu, and Sigurd.
Lena, do you have knowledge of Sigurd?
I'm sorry?
I'm pretty sure Sigurd is a figure from Norse mythology.
Let me double check real quick. Yes. Yes, he is. He is a dragon slayer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Hase is a tiger, but they could have swapped out the suit from the previous episode to this one.
Marika, meanwhile, comes from absolutely no. I'm not finding any references for Marika.
I think she's meant to be Middle Eastern themed.
Her name, the name references seem to be Sweden. And or
when she transforms, she's going to have a Arabian Night theme.
Okay then.
Right.
But Takatora orders Sid to finish off Hase because this mistake happened because of the stupid games. And then Sigurd takes his time with Hase.
Yeah, and when he's done, he basically says what I said about heroes and monsters. I'm a hero for killing this child.
Basically. And then Kota gets captured by the Kurikages. Things are not looking good for our armored riders right now.
Nope.
And now we're on to episode 15, where we get all the fucking lore. Heard you guys like lore.
I'm
Well,
more of
I
a
prefer
data girl,
data.
but I like lore too.
Kota lets Kaito know that Hase is dead. Michi sees both Kota and Kaito are captured by Jaeger still. And then we meet Sengoku Ryoma, the creator of the Sengoku drivers, and the reason they sing catchphrases.
He is a fucking otaku.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny. It's funny because they end up making another character similar to him like 10 years later, who is an outright Kamen Rider fan. Like, he's an in-universe Kamen Rider fan.
Is this part of Geo or
No, Revise. Revise is the 50th anniversary season.
Oh, I thought that was Geo.
Geo's the 20th Heisei season. You got to remember we're doing so. Gaim is the 15th Heisei season.
Mhm.
That's why we had all the riders in the crossover movie. That's why we're going to have Showa versus Heisei in a few podcasts.
Okay, that's starting to make sense to me.
Showa. So basically, in Japan, there's different emperors. Lena.
Mm-hmm.
Kamen Rider decided to separate their eras by whoever the emperor was at the time.
Godzilla does this too.
Yeah. So the 70s riders, all the ones that kicked Nazis and had fun with it, all of those are Showa riders. Even though there's a few riders that are considered that came out during Heisei, the 3 movie riders in the 90s, all those are considered Showa riders. Starting in 2000 when they revived the show, because Kamen Rider and Doctor Who has a similar path where they both got canceled in the 80s, tried movies in the 90s, and then got revived in the 2000s. Starting in 2000, that's our Heisei era. Halfway through build, they announced that the Emperor Heisei was stepping down. So they made Geo both an anniversary season for the 20th Heisei Rider, but also the end of the Heisei era. They made a big deal about that. And now we're in the Reiwa era. We're on our 7th Reiwa rider, Zeitz. Sean, what does Zeitz go by?
Bako?
And then his other name.
7.
For the 7th Reiwa rider.
And also he's a spy theme, so he's
007. Yeah, 007 works too. Yeah.
And they just introduced 6 and 5.
And 3.
And 3.
Yeah.
4 is the main baddie so far.
The main baddie right now. Anyway, but yeah, so Revise is the 3rd Reiwa rider, but also came out during the 50th anniversary year. So like they did a lot of neat stuff. Let me try and find the picture of the rider. Nope, that's not it. 1 second. So, that's actually a really good image of it. So this is the main rider, Kamen Rider Revise.
Yes, the trans flag rider.
Well, so this is Kamen Rider Revi on the left, right? This is Kamen Rider Vice on the right. Together, they're Kamen Rider Revise.
I see.
And because it's the 50th anniversary, it's very subtle, but the dark purple here on his chest says 5. And then the 0 is right there on his chest.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a lot going on with Revise. It's all about inner demons. So Vice is his demon. like an actual demon from hell trying to make contracts with people.
Which again is fitting for both Kamen Rider and Urobuchi.
No, this isn't Urobuchi, but
No, I'm just saying there's a reason why Urobuchi is doing Kamen Rider and not Sentai.
there's a lot with Revise. There's also a giant elephant in the room if we ever do Revise. Oh, you guys haven't experienced the elephant in a room gag. I do.
No, I have.
You have? Okay.
You were with Build.
Oh, yeah, no, we did with Bill. That's right. Okay, never mind. The voice actor for Kamen Rider Vice is a half German, half Japanese native that decided to do blackface, make fun of African cultures, all that fun stuff that is acceptable right now in MAGA world. But
Oh dear.
yeah, no, it's bad. It's real bad. It's one of the things people hold over the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like to say Revise is the season where lesbianism saves the day. Well, the main villain is a female evil woman who falls in love with the sister of Revi. Lesbianism saves the world. It's great.
Hey, lesbianism.
Yay, lesbianism.
Yay.
Yay. Anyway, I like how we're back to the show. We're introduced to Minato here at the same time. She is the first actress/actor to both play themselves and their suit actor version of themselves when they're in the suits.
Oh, wow.
This is the first one that done that since the very first Kamen Rider in the 70s. And because the very first Kamen Rider broke his leg while doing stunts in suit, that's why they stopped having actors be the suit actors as well for years. So I like how Minato attacks both of them, and it's funny. She single-handedly takes care of them.
She is a delight, and yes, her hair is better here than in the movie.
Oh yeah, what the fuck was that movie hair? Kota goes to attack Ryoma, but Kaito stops him because, of course, Minato's right there in earshot, 3 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Kaito and Kota try to come over the plane quiet, not realizing Minato's still there all of a sudden.
Well, they do. They just think they can distract her.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Minato's a treat. You're going to love Minato. She's one of the best. I think if I were to rank the 3 Genesis riders, I think she's at the top. We end up finding out that Takatora isn't actually all that evil. He wants to safeguard the Sendoku riders. But Ryoma wants to give Kota and Kaito new belts to give them powers equal that of a god.
Again,
That's never
mad
going to end well.
scientist. Yes. What part of this is probably evil, people, is going to be convincing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't, like, maybe the brother is not evil. Well, maybe he has noble aspirations, but the mad scientist who is doing mad science shit for the sake of mad science is kind of evil.
Yeah.
He's not entirely evil.
He's literally trying to convince children to do unethical experiments on themselves.
I mean, he did create the belts that give them the ability to save people.
Yeah, but in Kamen Rider, that always comes from evil. Literally, the first rider got his powers from Shocker.
Yeah. While this goes on, Mice tries to stop the Invest games. If they're not playing the Invest games and people are still getting infected, then they can't blame them. But no one wants to work with Team Gaim.
Because Gaim is on top, and also none of the leaders are there. Funny, where's your leader, Gaim? He's not dead, is he?
Where's Hase? Where's Hase? Oh, I'm going to let you guys know they're never going to find Hase.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually going to be a plot point that comes up later.
Oh boy.
So DJ Sagara visits Gaim in his cell. Sagara is worried about Gaim giving up. Gaim doesn't want that kind of power Ryoma's offering, though, because they're not protecting citizens.
Yeah, like if you again, very Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, Sagara likes Gaim. Maybe Sagara is on Gaim's side. Sagara gives Gaim a gift. An energy lemon lock seed and some lock holder. And then we get another mention of who Helheim is going to choose.
I think DJ's...
Guys.
What?
Go. You had a comment about DJs?
Yeah, given all of this scene, I think DJ is more in tune with what's going on with Helheim than anyone else at Idricel. There's a degree to which they are doing it for the sake of expansionistic power grabs, and whatever the fuck Sid is up to, which is, well, you never trust the guy with the bowler hat who's making deals with children.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's got some stuff going on. And going back to the two other guys didn't get an appearance with the mysterious woman. And one gets the sense that they were not fated to be in the final battle.
Again, they may have. You gotta remember, we don't know like their whole thing. We don't know if Bravo had a scene by himself with her. They could always reveal that as a flashback.
Or they have the scene happen midway through the show, like they do with Mai.
Yeah.
Like, it's telling that Mai doesn't have a belt, yet she does get that vision.
I mean, that's stuff you could theory craft around. So Sagara also gives Kota a key to leave the cell. Minchi shows up and Kota gives him the key to let him out. They get Kaito out. They get their belts back. And we get this weird scene in Ryoma's lab where Kota's about to see what happened with Yuya, but Michi, trying to protect Kota from the truth, messes with the computer and triggers the alarm.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
What?
There's a lot of inaccuracies on the screen here that gets pointed out all throughout the wiki. They messed up like the subject date and all that stuff. But yeah.
But more importantly, that's very much that's tossing a shoe up in the air. Michi has actively decided that this is not information Kota gets to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's going to be a shoe that hits when the red flags are very telling.
Mm-hmm.
We are we're going to see some friendships deteriorate. That's for sure.
I mean, the fact that they haven't told the rest of Gaim what's going on.
Yeah.
Also, in that scene with the leader, with Team Gaim and the other non-leaders, it's the other girl who I'm blanking on her name, and the other girl, not Mai, who spends the majority of time. Mika, yeah, it's Mika who's trying to convince everyone. Rika. It's Rika who's trying to convince everyone to stop fighting. Not Mai.
Mm-hmm.
Mai's just standing there silent.
Or Mai. Have we seen Rika before?
Yeah, she's a background character.
Same with Rat. Also, little detail that I liked about the prison uniform. Rat. It has Rat. It literally has him on Rat for Kota.
Takura sees Michi with Kota and Kaito, so Takura now knows, even though technically the movie took place a few episodes before this. He would have known then. Oh.
I know Dragon Ball. If you care about the continuity of movies, you're gonna be going insane.
somehow untransformed, they're able to be up the Kurokage soldiers, so they're living up to the Kurokage name.
Well, considering that we've had the power creep already, one gets the sense that they are gaining power as they keep using these Kamen Rider abilities. This will have consequences.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. I'm trying. See, this is why I want more people on this cast, because it's so hard not to like spoil stuff. It's fun to ask these questions too, like, you know, what is Helheim's goal? You know, why is Helheim trying to choose someone? But Sid catches Kota, and we get Gaim versus Sigurd. And yeah, no, Sigurd, fucking cruel ass fucker right here. He is doing critical damage with his bow and words, making sure Kota knows that Hase hurt more people because Kota couldn't finish off Hase.
Burn!
Actually, I want to see something here. What do you guys actually think of Sigurd? Do you think he's a good villain?
He's Sid, so yeah, he is very much like, I'd say he fills a similar role as Stock in build, but doesn't feel like he's quite at evil yet, as it were. Or it's very much a structural role at this point. He is very much making deals and having plans that are going to fall on people's heads. Lena?
I think he's very much, as we said with Segura, I think he's very much on his own side. It's just that his side is more plainly aligned with the other baddies than Segura is.
Yeah. I'm just looking up when Segura gets his desserts real fast. We got like 6 podcasts until then.
So June.
No. So Baron shows up to help Gaim again. Are we sure they're not the same team at this point? Segura goes for the kill, but Marika stops him. Ryoma wants Kaito and Kota alive for a little while longer. And Michi transforms in front of some cameras, so now Takakura fully knows that his brother's Ryujin. Man, that's going to be awkward when they go home.
Yeah, that next time trailer has, okay, you know what? I'm just going to tell you everything.
We're also going to get, you saw during the Wizard portion of the movie, Wizard has like different like forms he takes that clearly more powerful than the previous ones, like Infinity. Right, Lena? We're going to get our first upgrade for Gaim in the next batch.
Woohoo!
So think of this like whenever Gaim uses this power up, he goes Super Saiyan. Something to finally contest these Genesis drivers. Some seasons it was not as blatant that, you're going to get your ass kicked until the power up. Not every season 0-1 of like that level of
fucking Thouser and his goddamn fucking dog.
But thoughts on this batch now that the show has officially started?
Hold it, bitches!
My thoughts can boil down to that 11th Doctor gif I posted in the chat. Playtime's definitely over.
Yeah? Oh, it's definitely over. I spoiled something to Sean like a year ago. I don't know if he remembers this.
I do not.
Do you want me to remind you what I said to you whenever you were planning your previous podcast?
Save it for when it happens.
Okay. Any other thoughts on these episodes? Any theories moving forward?
That's an excellent question. I don't really know that I have any right now, just because we've been exposed to so much information these past few episodes. I think it's going to take a while for all of it to sort of percolate.
Theories for this, for what's coming forward. Considering Helheim is another name for the land of the dead, probably something involving necromancy.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's interesting. Yeah, no. Since you two work together all the time, just throw out all the stuff you're working on.
Well, I'll just start with my non-stuff with Lena. Tower Through the Trees through Arkbeal Press and Shadow of the Gallifreyan, which has short stories by me, Lena, and Freezing Inferno. Lena, what's that book that you wrote that should be coming out in, I want to say, May or June?
I think we're still going with April, but I have no idea anymore.
Yeah, okay.
We are still waiting on artwork.
And the book is called?
Actually, 11th Hour. The complete series this time. It's everything about the 11th Doctor's era, from the 11th Hour to Time of the Doctor, with a large number of expanded universe digressions, including one that I haven't written yet, but I'm going to write sometime next month about the latest Big Finish audio set. There's a story in there called A Delusion of Witches by Lisa McMullen. And I've mentioned it before. It's the Doctor and his new companion Eleanor go back to Salem, Massachusetts in 1692. I'm very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want that I feel like I should probably try either get you that comic I mentioned a while back. Well, actually mentioned it to you in the DMs.
Oh yes, yeah, I got a copy the other day.
Awesome! It's a damn good comic. More Weight by Ben Wiki.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we are co-writing a book on Star Trek, book series on Star Trek, which we're going to be starting to work on next month.
Mm-hmm.
It's called About Space, which is going through the 60-year history of Star Trek.
That's going to be a big book.
Well,
yes.
It's multiple volumes, so the first volume basically goes for the first 20 years of Star Trek up until right before TNG.
That's a good gap there. You get all original, and then
first book is basically all of TOS and everything up until TNG. Then it's everything up until the last season of TNG. Then book 3 closes out with 1999.
So the other two shows that was going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Deep Space Nine was the only one that was going on with TNG. Voyager was going on with Deep Space Nine. Then book 4 goes up to the end of Enterprise, which is probably going to be the shortest.
Are you going to add in Orville to all this?
There is going to be a chapter on the Orville, but only one chapter.
Okay. All right.
Book 5 is mixture of.
Don't spoil the whole thing.
Well, no, it's just the structure. It's basically everything up until, I want to say, 2020, between end of Enterprise, the gap between 2009 and 2020. And then the final book is everything up until the 60th. Okay. And we are stopping at the 60th. We do not pass go.
All right. I'm still trying to work on videos and trying to get stuff. I was sick all last week, so that's why I haven't gotten around to upload either 2 podcasts we did last week. So I'm probably just going to upload all 3 of these in quick succession. But other than that, I know Fal's working on the big Gozyuger project he's been wanting to finish. since Gozyuger just had their final episode. And that's it. Super Sentai's dead. Starting next week, we have Project Red with Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity, which, even though it looks like Sentai, it's not Sentai. Ignore the fact that there's 3 colorful heroes and a giant robot. It's not Sentai, guys. Guys, stop saying Sentai. It's definitely not Sentai.
It's something completely different, we swear.
God. Long story short, they plan these seasons out like 2 years in advance. So while like Gaim was airing, they already had the toys made for Drive, and they were planning what they were going to do after Drive, which ended up being Ghost.
And well, it was Ghost.
Yeah, well, so for example, we're halfway through Zeets. Reiwa 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
They already have the toys made for Reiwa 8, and they're probably into the main planning phase of Reiwa 9 right now.
What's Reiwa 8 going to be?
We don't know yet.
What toys?
Nope, they haven't. They don't do anything until late into the final quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get around episode 32, 33 of Zeets, we may get a copyright filing.
Okay, I think I'm trying to remember, see which episode we're. I think we're on 21, so probably April, May.
Sometime in the summer. When we get to the summertime, you'll start hearing Fowl talk about that everyone's looking out for copyright, like claiming copyright, like they're making a new copyright, and that's how we know like what the name is going to be, but we don't know anything. And then they announce like a week after they claim the copyright that there's going to be a announcement trailer and shit for the new rider.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, we were near the end of Gab, then we found out that the new rider was going to be called Zeets. There was arguments over how to pronounce Zeets because they don't have like pronunciation, right? And then, we had like no info until we started getting the teasers of his 4 different types, right? And I think you were in our chat whenever we were posting teasers in our chat. Then they give us the story details like 2 months after the trademark. We end up finding out because of how far back they're working on these episodes now. It used to be they had like a 2-month time, like the episodes we're watching of Gaim aired in January of 2014. Those were filmed in November of 2013. The episodes of Zeets we watched last night was probably filmed sometime in August or July of last year. They were filming so far back, they didn't know if they can get the copyright for Zeets. So that's why they never bring up Zeets as a copyright, as his name.
Meanwhile, 01 ended up having to film during was filming so late it was filming during COVID.
Well, yeah, not quite. That's a whole other story. That's a story I talked about on the podcast. Basically, so Lena, for years, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, they were sister series.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you turned on your Saturday morning TV right at 7 o'clock, and you hear Super Hero, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, start! Right? Like we had our blocks of kids' TV, 4 kids and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Super Sentai that was airing alongside 01, the Red Ranger got COVID, and so they shut down production.
Oh.
And because they're so closely filmed together, because they use the same stunt actors, it just shut down everything. 01 ended up not getting their 6 weeks back. Kira Major was able to, but anyway, I feel like I've been going off a tangent for too long. So in a couple weeks when we reconvene, episodes 16 through 19,
Woohoo.
and all I can say is going to get twisty. So hold on to your seats. Have a good night, all.
Bye.
Right.